Gundam Breaker 3 puts you in control of your favorite Gunpla, even one you've made up, with an arsenal of parts from sabers to backpacks for you to mix and match. You've joined Misa and her modest team of Gunpla experts to compete in tournaments of grander scales. There are a few unexpected turns in the story in an effort to add a few extra missions. It makes little difference, but it is better to have the story than be without it.
お前もそこらをうろちょろしてこけるなよ。
子供か。ただいまから予選を開始します。準備できたチームからどんどん出撃してください。よーし、まずは予選突破目指して頑張ろうね。
Becoming champion means taking on missions and mashing the melee, range, and skill attack buttons to decimate the hordes of robotic opposition. You have your light and heavy attacks, range attacks, and jump button. The same buttons are mapped with skills by holding the R button. You also have optional equipment, such as the Head Vulcan of Heavy Arms, or the Fei Long Flag of Dragon Gundam that you can equip during a mission by pressing the directional buttons and then pressing circle. Skills and optional equipment often have recharge times. It took me a while to learn that there was more variety to be had through skills and optional equipment, since the gist of the game is simply button mashing. It starts out very easy, where common enemies can be taken out with 2 to 3 hits. Then the game gets harder and you'll have to level up your parts in the base to improve stats like durability and damage output. Parts are divided by rarity: common, uncommon, rare, exclusive, and legendary, according to how many abilities they can store, such as boosts in range weapon gauge capacity and melee DPS. All parts are improved through merging. There are 4 different kinds of merging, each with its own purpose. First, there's pair merge, to transfer abilities to another part and gain a level. Second, there's package merge, to put together several parts by bulk and rapidly boost abilities and part levels. Third is plastic merge, to strengthen the part with different plastics to gain a level and obtain a new ability through gathered cubes. Lastly, there's derive merge, where you can mix 2 parts together to obtain a part of another Gunpla. Merging is limited by the parts you get and by the fact that you'll spend GP and the in-game currency every time you merge. Constant merging raises your build breaker rank, which tends to indicate how experienced you are. It may sound complex at first, especially since it wasn't thoroughly explained in the game, but it's something you'll get the hang of through experimentation. Not to mention, it's essential in getting stronger. Although first scrolling through long lists to find parts can be cumbersome, there are filters to help sort things out and conveniently sell unwanted parts. Having scores of abilities turns out to be a good way to differentiate your Gunpla aside from looks. I could spend an hour just merging and discovering new abilities that I can mix and match into a part from my new Gunpla, and it was exciting to go on the next mission to see the new damage it dished out. Another thing that sets your Gunpla apart are learning new skills obtained through using different weapon types. This includes your choice of SD buddy, each of whom can bestow a unique skill. Using skills eventually unlocks more powerful variants until they can be used no matter which weapon you choose. Gunpla also have burst action slots and burst types. Burst action slots deal high damage and, like skills, are at first tied to certain equipment. Burst type defines the buff you receive. Both are only initiated once filling a meter. You can further customize your Gunpla through painting, which you can then pose, choose a background, and upload a picture through the game's website. Once you get over buffing abilities, leveling parts, and mastering skills, there's really not much else to Gundam Breaker 3. The 5-chapter story felt unnecessarily long due to a lack of variety and personality. Due to repetition, each mission eventually felt longer than they needed to be. Sure, there are different mission types such as Core Demolition and Monolith Assault, but they're all basically about mashing the same buttons to smash the enemy. Learning every skill might seem like a good goal until you quickly realize it involves going through the same motions over and over again. The most variety to be had in Gundam Breaker 3 are from arena challenges. Challenger shifts objectives from eliminating foes to simply dodging. Bounty Hunter is the more popular of the two. It has you battle other players' machines for great GP reward. Bounty Hunter, like much of the game, is best played online. Unluckily, the online community isn't busy and can be noticeably sparse in different times of the day. At times, linking up would fail without any clear explanation. Luckily though, you won't need a PS Plus account to play online. Online features are pretty basic, but it does let you check out other players' Gunpla and add other players as friends. The best thing to online play is that you get to team up with higher ranked players and obtain rewards ahead of your level. It's a good distraction away from your bland AI buddies offline. Gundam Breaker 3 shows mediocre graphics at best with lively sound. After completing the main story, you'll unlock new difficulties like Extreme Mode to use the supposedly stronger, master-grade parts. The worst thing about this is that you'll be playing the same game in order from start to finish at a more sluggish pace due to greatly tougher enemies. If you're a completionist, you'll have to rely on others' unreliable online participation. The audience for Gundam Breaker 3 is undoubtedly the fans of the series, since the game gives little background for the Gunpla models and fails to establish why players ought to care. There is a bit of fun to be had mixing and matching parts, abilities, and skills. Using your favorite Gunpla as a brief boon and online play is a small diversion for the sake of rewards. Then eventually its repetitiveness reveals Gundam Breaker 3's lack of distinction as a beat 'em up.